Hello. 1, 2. What's up, LEGO fans? I'm James May, but, obviously not that James May. LEGO designer turned AFOP. I've worked on a bunch of LEGO themes over the years, like creator, friends, ideas, and you could probably guess from the title, Animal Crossing. This is a little show I'm starting called Tubeside, where we kind of take a sneak peek underneath the brick, so to say, and see how LEGO sets are made. Get it? It's like the underside of a brick, with all the tubes.
You're a tube.
Now, this isn't affiliated with the LEGO group, and we won't look at anything confidential. This is more of a personal look at some of the design decisions and thoughts behind making a model, which hopefully gives a bit of insight into what designers are thinking when they are designing. When I decided to do this series, I was going to start chronologically, and starting with my first model that I designed and work up to my latest, but since this kind of coincides with the release of the Animal Crossing theme, which I was a part of, and also to hop on the sweet hype train, I thought it'd be a good idea to start there, and then let the viewers decide where we go from here. So, here it is, the first episode of Tubeside, where we'll be talking about Bunnie's outdoor activities. Hang on, got the costume ready. Wait. So at the time, back in 2022, I was on the LEGO Ideas team making cool models like Hocus Pocus and the Polaroid camera, in stores now. But because of my love of video games, specifically Nintendo, I always wanted to work on a model for the video games team. That was, until one day, I was approached to assist the Mario team who was working on something new, something different, and they needed one more designer to help the team. Of course, I said yes. If you hadn't already guessed, it was Animal Crossing. I don't know why I'm being suspenseful, it was Animal Crossing. Now, confession time. At that point, I had not played New Horizons. I'd played Wild World as a kid, and of course followed the memes through 2020 as the world was captivated by the game. Like, I knew who Raymond and Anka were at least, and the frog chair. So the first thing I had to do was go play the new game. This was maybe a mistake, as I then got completely sucked into it over the next few months. During that time, I actually went to Tokyo on holiday, so I got to go to the Shibuya Nintendo store and stock up on merch for my new obsession. This is my house if you were curious. I opted to stick to one room as I found I ended up with choice paralysis when I make the space bigger, so I prefer to keep it cozy, and I don't want to fall into more debt with the local mob. So the way that the LEGO design process goes is that you start with a bunch of different concept models and coming up with all these crazy ideas, and then they get funneled down into a lineup of models that is then released as a wave. I entered the project at the phase after this, so when they'd already come up with the lineup, so my brief was to refine a model that was Wild Outdoors for $20. As a newcomer to New Horizons, the Wild Outdoors was fresh in my head, so it's perfect for me. I was given a budget of $20, the Bunnie minifigure, and an age mark of 6+, meaning it had to be easy to build and accessible, along with some sketch models done by the team based on the Mario Plate system, which is a great way of easily reconfiguring your island layout and combining the sets together. The first task I was given was it had to have a focal point in the model. Normally in LEGO sets there's like a thing in the middle with other bits around it, which we didn't have at the time. My first thought for the focal point was to have a bridge to go over the waterfall. There's some beautiful Japanese style ones later in the game, but that doesn't give it the feeling of nature to contrast it with the house sets. Instead, to get over the waterfall, I came up with this super simple function to pole vault over, which felt more adventurous and gave more play to it versus walking. But this didn't solve the focal point problem. Again, being a recent starter of the Switch game, it struck me. Obviously it had to be a tent. It's a big yellow thing, and at the start of the game, everything revolves around it. I made it super simple for 6-year-olds by using these big 6x6 tiles that allow you to open it up easily and put Bunnie inside. Nighty night. I recolored them to yellow and they look a bit like slices of American cheese. I then added a Wii radio, bed, and campfire to complete the look of just started the game. Fun fact, 6-year-olds have a hard time counting studs when putting elements in place, so we have to use bricks to guide them to the right placement. That's what these 1x4 tiles are there for. And the radio is actually placed there in order to guide the bed placement. Unfortunately in the real world, unlike Animal Crossing, we have to follow the laws of physics. So I had to put a little storage area for all the tools tucked out the way instead of them vanishing until needed. Usually we find that if there isn't physical place for things like tools in LEGO sets, they immediately get lost during play, so it's important to include this. Originally we weren't going to have any digging play in the models, but I realised that we had this waterfall section that was raised up, so it gave all this empty space underneath that was just going to waste. This gave the perfect opportunity to put a little hole in a rock on top that can be dug up with a shovel. Luckily with these, rocks are a lot easier to move around than they are in the game. Riding high off my rocky hidey hole, I then set about seeing where else I could hide things in the model. We were spending a lot of time developing these trees to be buildable for kids, and during that time I realised that swapping the brick elements inside for wall elements, we could actually fit things in there. Now I remember the first thing I found in a tree was a full-sized loom, so I couldn't fit that in, but we could fit a twig in there, and a little hair accessory for Bunnie. Once I had all the individual modules designed, the last part was finding a good composition that suggested a journey to follow and looked good on the front of the box. It was a dream come true to be able to work in an official Nintendo product. It even has a little seal of approval on the box. I think we got a good balance of making the set feel like the games while making it simple enough for younger kids to build. I've seen a lot of comments about how this LEGO Animal Crossing style is a return of the theme Fabuland, and any comparison to that is an honour in my books. I was really happy with how much play I managed to get into this model, being able to catch bugs, cut down trees, vault over rivers, dig holes, forage, cook marshmallows, and have a nap after all that. For $20, that's a steal. It was awesome being able to contribute not just to my own model, but to seed ideas into other sets, like the play features in the trees and the rocks. I'm just showing my perspective on the project here, but it was a team effort, with others in the team helping me on my model, and me helping them on their models, to make the whole theme feel more cohesive. When the trailer was first revealed all the way back in October, it was surreal to see something that I designed come to life like that, and it was crazy seeing Nintendo tweet about it. So I hope you find this interesting, getting a little sneak peek behind the scenes on how LEGO sets are designed. Let me know down in the comments if you got any questions about Animal Crossing, and hopefully I can answer them if it's not confidential or if the question's not too spicy. As I start up this series, it'd be cool to hear which of my sets you would like me to talk about next, so comment down below with that too. In the video description I have a link to a list of sets that I worked on Bricklist, so you can check that out. Thanks again for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for future episodes that I'll be putting out about LEGO sets that I've worked on. So hopefully I'll see you there, and yeah, see ya!